We might just get hit with the Reaper.
Me Millie. Cause we in the field with them birds like we play for the Eagles. I'm on probation, so let me not talk what's illegal. Switch it up. Today I woke up with my drinker, she rich as a beetle. For my teachers that said.
What's going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shake72 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to go over with camp a few days away. We have to go over another position, and that is the running backs. The running backs are, we have a collective group of running backs. Now, I know that we have, with the departure of LeGarrette Blount, which was probably the one move that pissed me off the most was losing LeGarrette Blount, because he is just a beast for his age. You know what I mean? To be a rotational running back is a perfect spot. I don't know if Detroit was the best spot for him, but hey, he got more money. He's got to get as much money before he retires. So, good luck to LeGarrette Blount in Detroit. Now, this collective group of running backs have showed promise, but do any of these guys really... None of these guys are wanting more carries. None of these guys are really trying to, I did good last year, I need more carries. Hell no. Now, what I can see is Jay Ajayi is going to be the featured back. The guy that's going to get the bulk of the carries is going to be Jay Ajayi. Now, we all know, you and I know, that Jay Ajayi could handle the load. And hey, with one more year left on his contract, since changing agents and getting the most, I forgot his fucking name, but the guy that he got is the guy that's going to get him the most money in free agency next year. So do not hesitate to already think ahead that Jay Ajayi is going somewhere else. Now, and since he's going somewhere else, you might as well run the shit out of him this year. I don't see why not. You might as well. If the Eagles know they are not going to pay him next year, they're going to run the shit out of him this year. Run and use him as much as possible this year. Because really, you're not going to give a shit next year when he walks to another team. It is what it is. But I love Jay Ajayi. He took the bulk of the carries. When he was in Miami, this guy was a Pro Bowler a few years ago, okay? He could do it this year. I think if he was on the Eagles earlier last year before the Week 9 trade deadline, I think he would have been at least an 850-yard to 1,000-yard running back, okay? He did very well last year. He's a very violent runner. He looks faster. He actually looks, I mean, from what the coaches are saying and from what I've been seeing, he looks like he's in better shape this year. He looks faster. He looks more elusive. And he runs real hard. And you know what? You know, it's his contract year. He's going to have to play his heart out. Jay Ajayi taking the bulk of the carries does not bother me. It should not bother you guys at all. So we'll see what happens. But he should have a very good year this year, taking the bulk of the carries. Now we will go over to Corey Clement. And Corey Clement, undrafted rookie last year. His big draft analysis was he couldn't catch out of the backfield, that he had bad getting his speed back on track, you know, after catching the ball out of the backfield. That really wasn't his bread and butter, but he proved the critics wrong this year and has done absolutely amazing. Now, he's not the fastest guy in the world. We all know that, but he has what Corey Clement is known for, and what I can see what he does on the field great is he has great balance. And he has the best vision I've ever seen out of a running back. Very good vision. Very good. And I can't really complain about Corey Clement. Where you're going to complain about a guy that we're paying barely anything to, and he is going to make a big, to his second year, he can make a big jump in his second year and do some great things. And Doug Pearson knows how to use him now, so this is a good thing. This isn't a bad thing, okay? Now you want to go to Josh Adams, the running back from Notre Dame. And he has had a foot fracture. So hasn't really been practicing. During the minicamp and all the other stuff that's been going on, he hasn't been practicing. He hasn't been doing too much. He's just been pretty much standing there. Now, the Eagles have a few options. Option one, they keep him on the roster until he plays later to get him into that combination of running backs. Option two is you pretty much put him on injury reserve. This way, you can bring in another running back, and you could save him for next year. that would probably be the smartest thing to do because we need 4 running backs on the field, 4 or 5 on the field, okay? Now, oh, by the way, we didn't just lose Blunt. We lost Kenyon Barner as well, which he was a nice little, he just had I can't even say it. He's been in this offense. That's how I could say. So, Josh Adams, hey, it is what it is. But do the Eagles want to pass on him right now, put him on injury reserve, so make some room for some other running backs to walk in here and do some things? Okay? Now, you want to replace Garrett Blunt, there's a player on this roster that could probably replace him, but he has got to fix some issues, okay? The Eagles picked him up, and I'm talking about Matt Jones, the ex-Redskin. Well, he was a Colt last year, and then before that he was a Redskin. Before Robert Kelly took over for the Redskins. Now, Matt Jones is a bruiser running back. I've watched plenty of his tape. I've made videos about him. You've seen my stuff on him. And I'm very high on him right now because Deuce Staley really wants him to play. Deuce Staley is pushing him like no other coach, running back coach, has pushed him ever in his career. Matt Jones, of course, he's always liked the Eagles. Now he's living his dream. And now he can actually make a difference if he becomes that bruiser running back. Look, when the Redskins they formerly have a good offensive line, okay? With Sheriff and Moses and Trent Williams, really good guys if they can stay healthy. That's been the issue. Like last year, they couldn't stay healthy. Half of them need fucking surgery. So, when Matt Jones was running the damn ball, when those holes opened up, he loves contact. He'll run to the first guy. He will probably try to make the first guy miss, but once he knows that he's going to go down, that he is going to run to a few guys, he will pound. And he's done very well. But unfortunately, I think his first or second year with the Redskins, he literally only had at least 250 yards with 7 fumbles, guys. 7 fumbles, and that's not good. That's really bad. And that's what he's got to fix. He's got to stay healthy. Not only stay healthy, he's got to stop fumbling the football. Because when you lose the ball as a running back in the NFL, you're not going to get playing time. You're not going to get a job. You're not even going to see the field half the time. You're going to be sitting on the bench, or you're going to be some fucking red shirt in fucking practice squad. Other than that, Matt Jones, he has so much ceiling that he could take right now. And all he has to do is take this shit by the fucking horns and go after it. So I'm very high on Matt Jones right now. Okay? So there's a really lot to look at when we get into preseason and training camp and see what goes on. The pads come on now and that's it. So we'll see what happens. Now the return of Darren Sproles. Man, one of my favorite players. I remember Darren Sproles. I remember when we got Darren Sproles. We gave away a 5th round pick for Darren Sproles. And wow, I was like, steal. The Saints totally thought his career was over, but it's not. But it wasn't. They blindsided him in a trade. They pretty much traded him without even telling him, and then it was a huge mess. So now with Darren Sproles coming back in, not only as a special teamer, but coming into this offense, okay? Now I'm going to talk about this offense as a whole with Darren Sproles in it. Huge weapon that nobody wants to face, okay? If Mike Crow and Doug Pearson do these mismatches right with every NFL team that's playing our offense, their defense better be good all across the board. Because if there's that one guy that's the weakest link, someone is there. Not only Darren Sproles, but somebody will exploit that. And we will get every opportunity to exploit their weakness. Whether it's a corner, whether it's whatever it is. Teams better get ready for this offense. With or without Darren Sproles. You saw the offense without Darren Sproles last year after week 3. Now you're going to see the offense back with Darren Sproles. With a healthy Carson Wentz. With a great, dangerous group of tight ends. With Dallas Goedert, our 2nd round pick. With Nelson Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey, Mac Hollins, and the new addition of Mike Wallace, an actual true deep threat that can exploit plenty of people's weaknesses. You know the best guy will be on Mike Wallace. Darren Sproles could line up with another running back in the backfield. He could line up in the slot. They could do some crazy things. They could do wheel routes, quick little wheel routes with him. I'll tell you something. The smaller you are, the faster you are, you're going to have leverage on guys that are longer and that are big guys, okay? We've seen what Darren Sproles could do over the years, okay? Not only in special teams, but in a fucking offense like this. This is going to be his last year. I am proud to represent him. I am proud to put his jersey on because I've always loved Darren Sproles, one of my favorite players, classy guy, class act. So I am happy that he is coming back. I'm glad that they re-signed him for a veteran minimum. He's not making much money this year. He just wants to play. He wants to actually win a Super Bowl and play in one. And I don't blame him. I really don't. So there is there is a lot to do with that. So we got so many weapons on this offense that literally the running backs, you need wide receivers that can spread the field for these running backs in case the running backs got the ball. This is where it's going to come in handy. This is why you can't just have a good running back. You got to have good wide receivers. You got to have guys on the outside that are going to have a lot of attention. That's the problem with some teams. They think they can just have the best running back and they think they can just run all over everybody. But we will see what happens. I'm happy with this group. I can't wait to see what happens at camp, but that's about it, guys. So shake, squat up, fly, go fly. Peace.